The teachers went on strike Wednesday after last-minute negotiations with the district failed to produce a new contract. Joining me with a look at both sides are my guest, Antonio Martinez, Vice President of the Board for the San Ysidro School District, and Jim Groth, member of the Board of Directors for the California Teachers Association. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Antonio, how are the schools operating with the teachers on day 2 of the strike?
Well, obviously, we're not operating ideally. We want to have our teachers back. Right now, we have subs in each classroom, but the ideal scenario is to make sure our teachers get back with our kids.
How many subs do you have?
Well, I will wager to say the majority of our teachers are striking, so over 200 subs.
Are there students that were out yesterday, and if so, was that more than usual?
Very more than usual, which emphasizes the point that we need to resolve this as soon as possible and make sure our teachers are back.
And the students are out because?
Well, obviously the emotional issues, when you see your teacher striking, it's not a very pleasant sight. When you see the situation as the way it is, it's very horrible. And you know, to be honest, a lot of parents are supporting our teachers because they feel that they want to make sure our teachers are respected, and more importantly, that we resolve this as soon as possible. And
speaking of that, Jim, I understand that at this week's bargaining session, the district offered teachers a 2% salary increase for this year, and I believe a 1.54% raise for each year over the next 2 years. Why was the union dissatisfied with that proposal?
Well, we were encouraged by the proposal because we now understand that, yes, there is money there and there is money available. However, it came with strings attached. It was with more work time. So if you work in a regular position, not a school position, but a regular position, you work Monday through Friday, and your employer said, we're going to give you a pay raise, but you have to come in and work on Saturday, that's not a pay raise. And everyone knows that teachers work 7 days a week, all year long. They work well beyond the hours that they're at school. And so it's important to recognize and honor that time. And also, because it's been since 07-08 was the last time that teachers in San Ysidro received a pay increase, that be recognized also.
And Antonio, your response to that teachers adding an extra day isn't really a salary raise?
I think the bigger issue to talk about, instead of our financial situation, is building back our trust with our teachers, trust and communication. If you tell me how to resolve this problem, it's going to be going back to the negotiating table, having that open conversation, open communication with our staff, and with trust and communication, we'll get respect for each other, mutual respect. And once we start doing that, I believe we'll find a solution to ending the strike.
When it comes to salaries and extra work days as
Exactly.
well. Well, I know at last night's meeting, trustees were supposed to consider imposing a 6.5% reduction in salary, but that was taken off the table.
It was taken off the table. Well, I don't know the exact reasons. I do know that I was opposed from the beginning, and I would have voted no when it came down to it. The reason I would vote no is forcing something down the teacher's throat, which is our staff, a 6.5 salary reduction, whether it's 2%, 6%, 12%, that's not the solution. The solution is going back to the table, having that open dialogue, and making sure our teachers feel they're part of the solution, and we're working together to make sure we'll get that solution.
Well, Jim, the district says that cuts are needed because of declining enrollment and budget deficits. Do you agree with that?
Well, if you look over the past year, there's been a change in funding in the state of California with the local control funding formula. The local control funding formula has brought new dollars into the San Ysidro School District, and it's brought those dollars in with less strings attached other than the old formula. And so there's a lot more flexibility, and we're willing to sit down with the district and show the district exactly how, with local control funding formula, you can use part of those funds to retrain and to recruit new teachers and keep those teachers there. And you're going to have to do that with a fair salary and also with health benefits that need to be increased, because San Ysidro has the lowest contribution to health benefits in San Diego County.
And Antonio, I understand, speaking of that Prop 30 half-cent sales tax is supposed to help the district get back in financial shape. Is that helping in this situation when it comes to what you guys are talking about with salaries?
Well, you know, Prop 30 is pretty much independent of it. I think that part of it is making sure, again, we go back to the table, we settle our differences, and making sure we have that open dialogue. Because I think a lot of the problem is there's a lot of distrust with our teachers, with our administration. that needs to be resolved. And once we start talking and once we start having that open dialogue, we will get it done.
All right. Well, we have a lot more on our website, and we are out of time right now. Antonio Martinez and Jim Groh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.